Vanguard, Daily Independent, Daily Sun, This Day newspaper, The Guardian, and The Punch. We start off with a New Telegraph, and there is a photo speak here which is common across most of the newspapers we have for you today. Unveiling a new dawn in revenue administration, the front cover of the New Telegraph newspaper.
Very good.
NRS, Nigeria Revenue Service, and you can see as though a new leaf is being opened, and there you have the logo of the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Away from that, of course, we know why it is that way, because the new tax law takes effect today. Top strip of the New Telegraph. Bated breath as Nigeria ushers in 2026 with new tax regime. What we just spoke about. Obi leads National Assembly members, ex-governors, orders to ADC. You can get details of that on pages 4 and 5 of the New Telegraph. And lastly, Nigerian stock market records 58.34% gain, hit 99.38 trillion naira in 2025.
All right, the next is the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, and then we have a bold inscription that says unveiling a new dawn in revenue administration from the Nigerian Revenue Service. And at the top strip it says New Year message. Tinubu breaks silence on joint military operations with the United States. Says his administration will deepen cooperation with regional, global partners to eliminate threats to national security. Restate focus on growth-oriented economy. Reforms giving concrete result. And lastly, PDP, Peter Obi Rada joins the ADC. You can find this one on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspapers.
Next is the Daily Trust. The lead. Obi's ADC switch boosts coalition. Tax laws. NANS mobilizes for nationwide protest. Apparently they are against the implementation of the law right now. This 2026, our prayers will be answered.
Amen.
And you can see a picture of the president, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and I believe this is a letter from Senator Abdulaziz Abubakar Yari to the president. And the last headline from the Daily Trust newspaper, Gombe on the rise. Inuwa Yahaya's 2025 gains and the dawning promise of 2026.
Looking at the Nation newspaper this morning, at the top strip it says Obi's defection opens battle for ADC ticket with Atiku. Presidency, LP dismisses ex-governors actions rather. First Lady's National Library Fund closes at 25 billion naira. Investors net 32 trillion naira gains at the stock market. Still looking at the Nation newspaper this morning, it says new tax laws will bring prosperity. And then we see photo speak of 2026, a year of consolidation, renewed resilience, and shared prosperity. This one is coming from Senator Abdulaziz Abubakar Yari, as is wishing the president and, of course, Nigerians a prosperous 2026.
Next is the Vanguard newspaper, and something similar, the same photo speak of the president and a message from Senator Abdulaziz Abubakar Yari on the new year and greater expectations. Away from that, 2026 marks more robust phase for economic growth. A statement credited to the President Tinubu. The riders are reforms in right direction. Nigeria will emerge stronger this year. Adds by harmonizing our new tax system, we aim to raise revenue sustainably. And the last rider attached to that story, we remain committed to protecting lives, property. Tax laws, ADC, Labour Party, NANS orders kick as implementation begins today. today. And lastly, from the Vanguard newspaper, 2027 journey to rescue Nigeria begins now. A statement coming from Peter Obi. The rider leads 3 senators, reps members, ex-governors, orders to ADC. And the last rider, I will not defect with Obi, and this is coming from Abia State Governor Alex Oti.
Strong one there. The Daily Independent newspaper is next, and these are the headlines. 2026 message. Tinubu assures on more robust phase of economic growth. The rider says vows to continue with global partners to eliminate insecurity. Plans to empower 1,000 people in each of the 8,809 wards. Ask citizens to stand together in unity and uphold patriotism. At the top strip of the Daily Independent newspaper, it says, court rejects bid to halt implementation of tax laws. Peter Obi defects to ADC, says journey to rescue Nigeria has begun. Now, other riders to the Daily Independent newspaper are As Energy acquires 20% stake in Seplat for $500 million. You can find this on page 7. The Federal Civil Service goes fully paperless. You can find this on page 6. Okay, the federal government prosecuting me for refusing to join APC. Now, this one is from Bala Mohammed. Federal government issues 4 trillion naira bond to offset power sector debts. This is coming from page 6. Abaribe defects from APGA to ADC. This is from page 7. And the banking sector, ownership shaker looms as recapitalization deadline nears. And lastly, this one is coming from Ajaero, where he says Labour to push for new minimum wage in 2026. That's this year.
Oh, well, I have no words for him because, of course, when we talk about Labour and I think of the NLC president, I just say that in actuality, in reality, if we want to be pragmatic, we do not have
A Labour president
at all. The Nigeria Labour Congress are not doing what they should be doing. Away from that, Daily Sun newspaper, the photo speak of the president and the New Year message from Senator Abdulaziz Abubakar Yari to the president and Nigerians. Another headline, Tinubu vows to crush terrorists, slash inflation, says Nigeria to emerge stronger. If this really happen, that would be good for the nation and its citizens. And lastly, from the Daily Sun, Obi Abaribe, Wonye, Ume, Ehedioha, Wondo join ADC. Udenwa Ugochukwu Nnaji, other Igbo leaders also. Obi has returned to his vomit, a statement credited to the APC.
It's a whole lot of different opinions when it comes to this mass movement to other political parties, but 2027 is around the corner.
Yes.
Yeah, moving on, this day newspaper is next, and these are the headlines. Yes, we see a bold inscription of a photo speak unveiling a new dawn in revenue administration from the Nigerian Revenue Service from this day newspaper. And at the top strip, it says, As Energies acquire Morel and Prawns, 20.07% stake in Seplat Energy in $500 million transaction. Peter Obi declares full membership of ADC. Insists new Nigeria still a possibility. Now you can find this on page 36. And lastly, looking at this day newspaper, it says Tinubu with major fiscal reset in 2025. 2026 will bring more robust economic growth.
The next daily we have for you is the Guardian newspaper, and also have a similar photo speak from the Nigeria Revenue Service unveiling a new dawn in revenue administration. And to other headlines, Tinubu promises better economy, security amid opposition knocks. Tinubu promises better economy, security amid opposition's knocks. Obi's ADC defection fractures Labour Party. reshapes opposition ahead of 2027. You can get details of that from page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Investors bullish on Nigerian stock market and 37 trillion naira in 2025. Abuja court dismisses suit against new tax act. January 1 takeoff. Those were the headlines from the Guardian newspaper.
And last but not the least is the Punch newspaper. It says 2026 outlook. Tinubu pledges strong economic rebound. President prioritizes lower inflation, stronger reserves, rising GDP in 2026. Governors, lawmakers urge unity and security reforms. And of course, at the top strip of the Punch newspaper, we see 2027 showdown. 2027 showdown. APC assures Tinubu's return as Obi eyes ADC ticket. You can find this on page 2. And lastly, 600 billion naira war chest can't save Fubara in 2027. Now this one is coming from Wiki on page 7.
Okay, interesting to think that we started, it was one of the stories we talked about earlier when we started and all of that. So that's all we'll be taking on newspaper review on this edition of The Morning, and you can do well to get yourself a hard copy, or better still, log on to their websites to get details of the headlines we read out to you. We'll go for a break, and when we return, it will be time for our interview because our guest is already in the studio. Please stay tuned.